What's some juicy gossip you just found out in your personal lives? My office manager has a huge giant massive HR case being built against her because she's been pulling royally shady shit. Last year, some of us had been having issues with system access at my job, thankfully not me. It's a known issue and it's been getting fixed here and there, but then it rears its head again. Anyway, about 5 or 6 months ago, a friend of mine in another department started losing access. My office manager, who is my boss, she runs the whole friggin' migala, tells this person to go home for the day since you don't have system access, and specifically told that it wouldn't be held against her. So, what the hell? It's not like she can do her job anyway, right? She goes home. This happens about 8 more times where she comes to work and her systems don't work and she is told to go home. Now, fast forward to about 2 weeks before the year ended. The girl who's been being sent home gets called over by her manager and told that she has to sign a final written warning. When asked why, she is told it's because she has used all her FMLA and sick leave. She said that is not possible and asks for proof before signing the document. Her manager pulls up all the times and days it was used and, lo and behold, it was every single time she was told to go home because of system access. This is, of course, illegal as shit. My coworker did not choose to go home. She did not choose to use her FMLA and sick leave. My office manager did that for her. So just about 3 weeks ago, my coworker gets called into our office manager's office and is told that she needs to give up her medical records. Also illegal as fuck. She declined and told her she will not do that and is still not signing the final written warning. She then proceeded to call HR with all of this, who then tells her, "It's funny you should bring this to our attention because you're not the only one who's called us about things like this happening with her. We're building a case against her as we speak. Shit's about to go down and I'm fucking here for it. I hate my job, and I've actively been looking for a new one. But part of me wants to stick around to see if they tote her ass off to jail, or the mass shit show that will happen when she's fired." My sister is pregnant with her 3rd child, 3rd guy. The first father, V, is awesome. He has custody of both their child and her 2nd, no biological relationship to him. The 2nd baby daddy has apparently been threatening my sister and V after learning of the 3rd child and that V took her in. V and my sister still have a functional platonic relationship at this point, and due to fear of reproach from the 2nd, and maybe the 3rd, V has taken both kids, my pregnant sister, and his own son with him out of state to make sure there's no reproach from 2 or 3. V is one of my favorite humans. He treats the 2nd child like his own, despite no longer being in a romantic relationship with my sister since 2010. Dude is as good as they come, in my opinion. Cousin's wife finally caught his cheating ass. 3 years he's been playing her for a fool, but she actually knew. She just loves him too much. Heard that the asshole who got me fired got fired because of the email that I sent to the company's VP. Honestly wish I went with filing for a labor case though. Apparently, I'm adopted. Not really sure if the ancestry thing works. I want to find my biological parents. So much stuff is happening. I don't even know anymore, lol. That my brother asked my mom for a $1,000 for rent. She gave him $1,400 so he could also pay back a loan. Then he turned around and also asked my dad for $1,000 for rent, which he also gave him. He then turned around and used the money to buy tickets to Burning Man. My parents aren't going to lend out any more money without talking to each other first. My friend just dropped out of university to become an escort. He's happier, apparently. I just found out my neighbor has been having an affair with another one of my neighbors and the kids figured it out. I used to see them go jogging sometimes. My ex, after 1 week of being single, started dating this SoundCloud rapper. Now she's pregnant with twins. We're still in our teens. Our pastor was having an affair with his cousin's wife. One day while giving a sermon, the cousin storms into church, tackles the pastor and starts to throw haymakers at him. The cousin's wife is trying to pull her husband off the pastor. The pastor's wife quickly figured out what was happening, ran up and clocked the wife from behind, knocking her out. People are trying to separate everyone. Total chaos. I gotta start back going to church. Apparently I'm missing all the good stuff. My work requires everyone in our group have security clearance. It's boring work and the most basic of clearances. Wednesday a co-worker's desk was completely cleaned out. We were told she lost her clearance and was fired. Weird. Her BFF spilled the beans later. Turns out Sharon had met a man online and they were madly in love. And she cashed out her $401k, her life savings and a second mortgage to send to him. She's 67. To no one's surprise he's not a real person and it was all a scam. He claimed he was royalty from Nigeria. Work found out when she started borrowing money from co-workers and it made its way to our boss. It's very sad but still, what the fuck, she was around when the whole Nigerian email scam was around. She should have known better. That my uncle left my auntie for the phone sex line worker he was calling for the last 3 years. A year ago my family member, 26, discovered that his fiancée, 29, of 7 years, who he has 2 children with, had been having an affair with his younger brother, who just turned 18. His brother was living in his house rent-free at the time as well. So his fiancée left him for his brother and had a fling with him for a couple months. The younger brother is basically homeless now, jumping from friend to crash at their houses, while working at a job that he makes minimum wage at. $7.25, while she is still living under her ex-fiancé's roof. She then decided she wanted to work things out with her ex-fiancé, so they got back together and decided to reconcile the relationship, which left the younger brother furious. Shortly after that, she finds out she is pregnant but does not know which brother is the father. Her fiancé said he would raise the baby as his own even if it was not his. So she decides to keep the baby. This makes the younger brother more furious because she aborted the child before this baby that she knew was the younger brother's. So the younger brother verbally attacks her for aborting that child and keeping this one because there is a chance it is her fiancé's. She is unemployed during this time, so her fiancé is paying for all of the expenses. 9 months later, still unemployed, she has the baby and it ends up being the younger brother's child and they all try to do co-parenting. The baby is 3 months old now and my family member's fiancé left him for his younger brother again. After all this, we tried to hang out with him and our other friends at our house to get his mind off the entire situation and he invited her over. Did not ask us if it was okay or even mention it. She just showed up, knowing damn well everyone at our house does not want her there. He told us that if he is okay with hanging out with her then we should also be okay with hanging out with her. I'm a teacher, and apparently I don't pay attention to shit. Last year, my vice principal announced that he would be leaving at the end of the year. Let's call him Mr. Bob. I was shocked, as I liked and respected him a lot. It was well known that he was pretty unhappy, and it had been a tough year. I was confused though, because nobody else seemed shocked or upset. At the end of the year, I thought it would be nice to have everyone sign a card for him. But when I took it around, people started giving me these weird looks. Fast forward to halfway through this year. One of our teachers showed up with a change of her last name. It was now Mrs. Bob. I congratulated her and said I didn't even know she was seeing anyone, to which she laughed and said, "You're so bad." I was confused and shook it off. Long story short, I just recently found out that she and Mr. Bob had fallen in love or something and he left his wife for her. He literally divorced his wife on a Thursday and was married by Friday. I had no idea until she mentioned his first name and that they were moving out of the state. Looking back on it, I facepalmed so much. His wife at the time also worked for the district and at one point I ran into her and expressed how much I would miss working with Mr. Bob. She gave me a weird look and said, "Yeah, well apparently he's been pretty miserable." To which my dumbass responded, "Well, let's hope he finds what he's looking for." I assumed it was all about his job satisfaction. I'm such an asshole. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more content.